What? Yo, King, what's poppin'?
Man, what's poppin', man?
Man, are you ready for the pregame?
I so am, man. Let's get it.
Man, let's go, man. Just good to see you, King.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go, man.
Okay. Crowd tonight.
It's time to get a drink.
Let's go. All right.
I need a tequila, pineapple, with Madam, what you
Yeah,
think?
you know I want the Jameson and ginger ale all day.
King,
My guy. Yeah. Hey, man. Pregame.
pregame, man.
Let's go, man. Man, it's your boy JusB. Yo, tonight we are on the Pregame Podcast, exclusively at Mariposa Cocina Cocktails. That's 2575 South Decatur. Now y'all know I don't do no introducing people. I let them introduce themselves, especially this young man right here. Look, I think you can do it better than anybody can, man. Tell them who you are and what you do.
I'm the janitor here at Mariposa, and I just am grateful to have y'all here. You got me out of cleaning the floors, so I'm ready to sit down and chop it up a bit.
I love it, y'all. Look, this is one of the owners of Mariposa's Cocina Cocktail. But besides that, man, you are really an influencer. I like to tell people, like, and this is just, it ain't me telling people, it's the truth. You're an influencer to the influencers. Right? That's major, man. Thank you for everything that you do, brother.
I mean, that's news to me, but it's, I guess, a pleasurable surprise. I think that, man, you know, everything I do is about the service to our people. You know, I think blessings come if you do good. I believe in, you know, giving to others, and I think it'll come back. And my life has been a living testimony that if you care enough about the people and you're willing to sacrifice for people, that it'll come back regardless. Sometimes when you don't expect it, often more abundant than what you gave. And so if that makes me an influencer, then so be it. And I just honor the influencers, and I love the work that they do, and I, you know, really believe that all of us have a role in the lane in our communities. And my goal is to help everyone reach their potential in life, right? So that's it.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Now, the question that I've been asking everybody today, right, is what is it about what you do for your career that makes it important for our community?
Good question. I think that, one, for what I do, right? So marketing would be my career. Of course, I own a marketing firm along with, being one of the co-owners of Mariposa. I think that, and particularly here at Mariposa, since we're here, having a bevy of events that are beyond nightlife, I think bringing the culture together is so important for us as a people. In our city, it's not many places where you can go and actually socialize, relax, have a good time, and be safe, don't have to look over your shoulder. And so by having that as a starting point, but then even being able to have other events that are very empowering in our community is so important. Where we're talking about, like, we had a Ron DeVoe of New Edition come and do a huge real estate event. But we've also had the Black Realist and the Black Real Estate Organization, NAREB, come and host multiple workshops on Black home ownership. We've had workshops and podcasts from different media people. Shout out to News from the Margin, which is a great podcast. We do live podcasts here. Naoka Foreman, shout out to her. We do other empowering events to really provide information to our community so that we can live a life that would break certain, I think, historical chains, especially about poverty. We're really heavy about economics here. So
I love it. Yeah. Now, Dev, I'm a sole believer that everybody in the world should have a podcast, right? I consider myself the podcast guy. Now, when we brought the idea to you and you were like, yo, that's amazing. Hell yeah, let's have a podcast here. What in your personal opinion, what do you feel like the benefit of that is?
Yeah.
I need all the business owners, especially in the Las Vegas Valley, to understand.
So before we bought Mariposa, I had launched a podcast brand without having a podcast.
Okay.
Because I knew that I would have several podcasts under the brand when we finally launched. And so, to me, every way possible that you can communicate and connect with your audience has to be used if you're an entrepreneur, business owner, if you have a cause or a belief, if you run an organization, if you have any value system that you want to espouse to more people. I think having a podcast is essential to that. I think you cannot be a business owner, entrepreneur, and not invest in having a podcast. And that's a starting point, is having the podcast and getting it produced by people like y'all, but also understanding that if I want my podcast to be viewed, I need to make sure I put it on a platform and make sure that I can market it out so that more people can see my podcast.
Pregame.
I think you have to be intentional about your podcast, not just hope, hey, if I put it out on YouTube, hopefully someone sees it. You actually have to actively ask people to go watch it. Actively show people a sizzle reel about what you said on your clip, or be able to show them some short clips, if you will. Text them the link to the clip. Be very, very effective in giving them the information. Make it easy for them to be able to go on and find the link and go to watch the podcast. If it's just, hey, I put it out there, hopefully people will view it, then you may as well not do it because you're not really serious about it. And I think that's the starting point to having a podcast and why it's so beneficial to anybody that does it.
I love that answer. I couldn't answer better myself, man.
I think you could have.
Yeah,
I think you could have.
Yeah, that made me feel so good. Now, all right, now, Dev, this is the ultimate question right here, brother, right? So, I've been coming to Mariposa. You guys have been open for a while now. Man, listen, I love the food. I love the environment. I love the people. I love the relationships that I'm building when I'm networking here. All the mixers that happen, especially the multiplication network mixer. I love it, right?
Yeah.
If you haven't came, Wednesdays. Is it every Wednesday now, or is it every other Wednesday, or?
So we started out 2024 doing it second and last Wednesday of the month. I'm glad you asked that question, because as we evolved the multiplication network, and we grew it to about 100, 150 people every time we have it, and that's 100, 150 black folks that come during the week, 4 to 7 o'clock. 2025, our mission was to make it every week. One of the beliefs that we carry is that you can't have a relationship with people if you only talk to them every now and then, right? How can I say I love you and I call you once a year, or once every 6 months, or even once a month? I believe that as a community, we need to not just meet, but we need to meet often. We need to be intentional about it. And so we decided, hey, let's make the multiplication network every Wednesday. And the Wednesdays that are not the second and last Wednesday of the month, we will do smaller work groups where we focus on being able to sharpen our knives for whatever space we identify. In the multiplication network, we have 5 pillars to the stool, of which the first pillar we have is Black professionals. We have number 2, which is Black entrepreneurs. Number 3, Black business owners. Number 4, Black investors. And number 5 is Black influencers, Black tech, Black media, and Black creatives. And so we like to say of those 5 groups, we put them in their respective groups, how they identify themselves, and we say, hey, y'all focus on bettering yourselves based on common mindsets, common interests. And so as a result, we're every Wednesday now, 4 to 7:30, where we want to get together, have rigorous conversations. Sometimes it's a group discussion, sometimes we're in our group focusing on our respective interests.
I love it. Yeah. Now when I come here, man, I love the drinks.
Okay.
I love the food.
Right.
I love the environment. Now you are one of the owners here, but I gotta know, if you weren't an owner here, would you come here to just relax, chill, and vibe?
Yeah. So, being at the young age of 46.
Oh, that's a young man. Yeah, you a young man.
Sorta. I would come, especially for live music. We have live R&B Friday night, Saturday night, because I love live music. I love neo soul and R&B. I would definitely come for the Wednesday networking event, but I would also come for our brunch and day party, because normally when we travel, we love to go to Houston and Atlanta and DC, even Chicago, because they have such great cultural experiences with day parties and brunching. But in Vegas, we get people from all those cities that come here and they like, man, I feel like I'm back home. And so our brunch and day party, which is called Brunch with Benefits and Day Party, we believe it's second to none. Like, you can't get this anywhere else in the city, maybe even anywhere else on the West Coast. Like, it's unmatched. We see 500-600 people every Saturday for brunch, every Sunday for brunch, and you just don't get that in most places. So yeah, I would definitely come here.
That's what I'm talking about there.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming to the pregame. Even though it is here at Mariposa Cocina and Cocktails, 2575 South Decatur. Make sure that you guys tap in. If you haven't, you should be ashamed of yourself, but it's okay. When you do, make sure you come sit down and pregame with your boy. Love, let's go.